Hi everyone, this is Rafael. I'm one of the founders of Tripsy and I'm very excited to be here and tell you all about the new app update that we released. We redesigned the itinerary so it's much more powerful and personalized for you. The first thing that you notice is that the trip dashboard will have more information on the next transportation. So as you can see here on the screen, the next flight now is displaying the departure and arrival dates, and also if we have like terminal and gate information, we will also display that here. You can also see the flight number, so it's much easier now to just open the app and the app will show you like the next trip you have, quick access to your next flight information, and you can just tap to see more details of it. So as we are growing our trip dashboard, we realize that maybe someone doesn't want to see all of that information from the dashboard all the time. So now there's a new setting to hide and show the next activity, the next transportation, and also the current lodging or the current staying that you have in your trip. So it's you can remove all of that, or you can see all of that information as you prefer. Going to the itinerary, you can now already see that we have a lot more information now from your trip. Most of that information is generated with the content that you already have in the app. So we're just using it better and trying to extract more information and useful information for you. I'm going to turn off all of the new features and I will turn on each one individually so I can show you what changed. The first thing that you might notice here is that we are now displaying a TwoDay keyword. So if you are viewing like all of the days of your itinerary, you have now a hint. So you can quickly see what's today's activities. In this case, I hid the current lodging and I'm showing it again. So you can now hide the information that's ticked at the header of the day that was showing you the current lodging or current staying that you had in your trip. You can hide that information if you prefer not seeing it. The second thing that I will turn on here is seeing the day count of your itinerary. So if you want to see like, oh, this is the first day, this is the second day of my trip, this is the third day. When you have a trip with lots of days, it's easier maybe to manage your memory with that. So you can now choose to show or hide. This is turned on by default, but you can hide it if you don't like to see that info. Third one is one of the most requested features that we have for the itinerary, and we are very excited to bring it here. So now you can choose to split your transportation activities into departure and arrival. So at a glance, you can see what time you're departing and what time you're arriving. And if we have like all the terminal and gate information for your flights, or maybe more information for your trains, you also see that into the itinerary. So it's much more detailed information. It's still much less than in the details of the activity, but you can see the most important ones. Along with that, we also wanted to display to you the time zone difference when there is one in your itinerary. So in this case, we are traveling from New York to Iceland, and when we arrive in Iceland, our clock will move forward 5 hours. That's because of the time zone change. And we believe that this is very helpful information for everyone to be on the itinerary. You can choose to hide if you want, but you can choose to have that. It's a pro feature, and you can, if you tap on the time zone change button, you will see the current time in each location. So it's very useful information if you are like traveling somewhere else and you want to see what time is it in New York, what time is it now in Iceland, you know, all of these. The other small detail that we think it's gonna be very helpful for you on the itinerary is having a quick access to a get directions button only for your next activity and only for today's activities. So let's say you're traveling to Iceland, and we now, like, our next activity is the flight from New York to Iceland. As you can see here, we have a get directions button that you can tap and get directions to JFK if you want, using your preferred app, road app, so Waze, Uber, or Lyft, or Google Maps, or Apple Maps. You can choose what app you prefer, and it will make the road for you. Lastly, the other new feature that we introduced is the 10-day forecast of the weather. So you can now see in every location that you're going, what's the weather like in there, like for the next 10 days. So if it's raining, what's the temperature, you can see the minimum and maximum temperature. And if you change locations in your trip, like during your day or anything, you also see the weather of the new locations that you're traveling to, because sometimes these change a lot. So you can choose to have that information directly from your itinerary as well. And at the start of every day, we'll show you what's the resume of the weather for that day. So you can know if it's a sunny day or if it's going to rain, or any weather conditions. We will display that for you. Another very useful feature that we introduced in the past release, but we didn't tell anyone about it, is that now in your activities list, you can split all the activities by location. So let's say you're traveling to like 5 or 6 or 10 different cities. If you save a ton of restaurants or museums or tours, they can kind of get messed up in your list and it'd be hard to find by location. If you let's say you're traveling to, in my case here, I'm traveling to Europe and I'm going to Belgium, to France, to Rome, and I want to see what tours have I saved in Paris, let's say. I can just scroll to the Paris section and I will be able to see all the activities that I saved for Paris specifically. We think this is going to be very helpful for all of you that are traveling to multiple destinations. This is something that you can turn on and off, so feel free to use the way you prefer. That's all we have for this update. We hope you loved it. I would love to hear what's your favorite feature on this update, and please let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much.